it's Kim Somers Egelsee, and welcome to Becoming Happy book launch and red carpet event. Becoming Happy 30 Ways to Heal Your Mind, Body, and Soul is a go-to guide for happiness, healing, inspiration, and inner peace. And all of these 30 authors are a part of this book and of this spectacular event tonight that we are having in Huntington Beach at the Hotel Huntington Beach. We're so excited. I'm here for Becoming Happy with Cheyenne Joy Aziz, transformational leader and author. Welcome, Cheyenne.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with everyone. What an incredible book we created.
Exactly.
I read the whole thing in one night. It was so powerful and so uplifting, and I'm so honored and proud to be a part of it. Thank you for creating it.
Yes, I'm so excited, and thank you for being in it. And what is something you would love someone to take away from your chapter in this book?
That's such a great question. What I would love for someone to take away, or people to take away, is that happiness comes in many shapes and sizes, and often it's our adversities that really help us see where happiness can live more brightly and more gracefully.
I'm here with Maria Mizzi from Becoming Happy Authors. Maria, what is your favorite way to get rid of stress?
My favorite way to get rid of stress, oh my goodness, is to breathe through it. First, figure out what the stress is, and then to breathe through it and let it go.
Melissa, your chapter is about losing 130 pounds naturally. How did you shift your mindset to do that in such an amazing manner?
Thank you. Mindset is everything, and it was really committing to the journey completely, body, mind, and soul, and not giving up every time I wanted to give up, and starting every time I fell down.
I'm here with Katie Cruz. Katie, what did you learn about yourself through the writing process with your chapter in Becoming Happy?
The most important thing that I learned was to have a lot of grace with myself and to take things just one day at a time and sometimes 1 hour at a time, and to trust that the right words would come to me at the right time. And they did.
Robin, your chapter is about spirituality and consciousness and forgiveness. Tell us a little bit more about what made you write about that topic.
I think when we go through things that we don't understand and we find ourselves in the middle of it, that we start asking good, deep questions from above and we get answers. So I feel like those answers are something that I had to share.
Absolutely, yes. We need to always remember to ask our higher self.
That's right.
Cassandra, you talk about something very unique, but also something experienced by probably most of the population. Can you talk briefly about imposter syndrome?
Yes, it's something I wasn't ever expecting to write about, but when it happened to me, it really caught me off guard, and I wanted to share that experience because I was not aware that 70% of people, men and women, experience it. So I just thought it was a really important topic to discuss.
Casey, what do you think is the best way for someone to choose happiness in their life, even when they're experiencing something difficult?
If they're having a hard time, I would say go inward, spend some time alone, see what really resonates with you, and find out what truly makes you happy. When there's a lot of clutter and outside noise, it's hard to know what's going on inside. So just find that space you need and look into your soul.
Yesenia, what is a way that you find calm when you feel overwhelmed?
The place where I find peace and harmony is in nature. So whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, I just go into nature and connect with it, and that brings me a lot of peace and harmony.
Oh, I love that. What's your most favorite place?
Close to my home is Aliso Canyon.
Beautiful. Marlene, talk about what you wrote about in your chapter. It's very unique and exciting.
Well, my message is that it's never too late. We do continue in another life. I know not everybody believes that, but I do. And so if you are starting out at an old age, as I am, I don't fear rejection or not making it this life, because I know I'm getting a head start on the next one.
I'm here with Laura Pollica and Zorro from Becoming Happy book. And Laura, you wrote about something really interesting, equine therapy, and how that can help people. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I would love to. Horses are magical creatures, and they have a very supreme power to help people get in touch with their own emotions. So unfortunately, I could not bring a horse to this event today, so I brought my dog, Zorro. Dogs are also wonderful companion creatures and can help you to heal your mind, body, and soul.
I'm here with Alvire Colimon Paul, and she is an author of Becoming Happy. And Alvire, what is a way that you still find happiness even after experiencing tragedy?
Well, my life has been so long. I think God has asked me to come to that thing. When I called you about that, I didn't do it just like a miracle. To tell you that God, it chose you. It chose me to make him none because I am quite old. I am quite old. I am 58. Backwards. And I had such a wonderful life. And I think that God has used me to tell people that, I used to be a nun when I was a young girl. But he said, no, he doesn't want me to be a nun. He wants me to show people, and to go to him, and to let him know. So that's why I'm here. I'm wanting that to make people know that it is not writing or being sent or being anything. Just let God take care of you and say your Holy Father every day. That's all.
Beautiful. Thank you. Leslie, talk a little bit more about what your particular chapter is about.
My chapter is about the discovery of happiness and working toward happiness and embracing the messiness and the journey on the way to happiness.
And why is it okay to embrace your messiness?
I'm not sure why it's okay, but it is. It leads to exciting new paths.
Love that. Laurel, you talk in your chapter about how body movement can be really healing and help you have happiness in your life. Can you talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. It's something that I try to implement every day in my life. Walking, yoga, Pilates, hiking, sometimes just stretching at home on my carpet. But that daily movement as a way of keeping my body physically healthy, keeping my mind healthy, and also as a metaphor for setting goals and achieving them one day at a time, small increments at a time.
LJ, your chapter is about It's the Yoga, which is a phrase you've used for years. Can you kind of talk about how that came about?
Well, it's kind of a hilarious story because my yoga life began when I was in my year-long teacher training, and I also got pregnant within that year with my husband in an intentional way. So when I was in labor and the nurses noticed that I was so calm during a tough moment in labor, my mom reminded me later that when the nurses commented, I said, "It's the yoga." So over the years, it's become my tagline, my mantra, my motto, and really my answer to whenever I get compliments or feedback on how I'm showing up, seeming maybe peaceful, happy, youthful, and I am excited to just share how it is the yoga in so many ways and really what that means. So yeah, I really had fun with my chapter.
Lisa, you talk about basically your superpowers, which is our intuition. What's your favorite way or one of the ways that we can tune into our own intuition?
Well, probably my favorite way, and it's the way that's benefited me the most, when you have a really busy mind, which I have a busy mind, is to go somewhere, even if you just are sitting in your car for a moment and you have to quiet yourself, try to get everything out of your head, just breathe and pay attention to how you feel. So if you're asking a question, trying to connect with an answer or a problem that you have, get quiet, breathe, and listen to I talk about it in the book, the different ways, but one of the ways is your gut. So what is your gut telling you, and how do you feel when you're thinking about this problem or situation that you have? That's the simplest way.
Summer, your chapter is on the Tao. What is one of your favorite principles from the Tao that has been life-changing for you?
Oh, my favorite principle is shift thought awareness. So it's been life-changing because, if anything happens, it's so nice, like a bad thing that's happened. It's so nice to be able to shift your thought into a positive, happy thought instead, or something that brings you joy instead of just getting into the chaos of the moment there.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people believe that you can't be happy and sad at the same time. So what do you have to say to that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, if you're mad, you just shift your thought into positive thoughts, and you literally can't be happy and grumpy at the same time. So just positive thinking, right?
I'm here with Krista Lynn Bell. And Krista Lynn, I'm so excited about your chapter because I think it's something a lot of people can relate to. So do you feel that freedom equals happiness?
Yes, I do feel that freedom equals happiness because freedom, my company is called Badass Butterfly. And one of the reasons why I chose that name is because butterflies are really, really free and they had to work to get there. So freedom for me really only comes through discipline and through kind of walking through the fire. So I find that my happiness came by understanding that freedom isn't really free, that I needed limitations in order to kind of appreciate freedom. And it's by walking through those limitations and having to overcome them that I actually started to really realize that I'm really happy. And it's not about being free without having any troubles or any kind of pain or discomfort. It's about being able to have that discomfort, live with it, and still create the life you want to create, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. I'm here with Tricia Mason Parsad, and she writes about something really interesting, psychological safety and connection. Can you talk more about what that is? Because I know a lot of people really need that in their life.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kim. Yes. So I address the concept of psychological safety and connection in the working world because as a leadership development consultant and coach, I work with a lot of leaders who have a hard time understanding what that is. And it's really about helping them to understand that it's important to set the space for people to feel comfortable enough to be risky, to be themselves, to share their thoughts, their ideas, to own their mistakes even, to contribute at the highest levels possible, and to not fear retaliation or judgment.
I love it. So in simple terms, it's like being able to be vulnerable, raw, and authentic.
Indeed. Vulnerability is contagious. It just takes one person to start, and usually people follow.
Ooh, I love that. Thank you. I'm here with Gloria Ramos, and she is a true leader, and that's what her chapter talks about. So what does it take for someone to become a leader?
I think the biggest thing is being comfortable with being uncomfortable. There's never a time when you're asking for better things that you're not greeted with challenge. So you have to be ready for that.
Absolutely. And then how do you get comfortable with being uncomfortable?
It takes practice a little bit, right? And you have to have a true belief in something bigger than yourself.
Ooh.
So for me, that's God. And I have to have a belief that I'm here for a reason, that there is something bigger and greater than I could ever imagine is why I'm here to do that.
I love that. And that makes you always feel like you'll be okay. Wow, just what extraordinary, phenomenal authors that we have in this book. You can see them all here. Excited that we all get to have this book out there for years to come to inspire the masses. Thank you for watching, and check us out on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com.